सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. Today we will understand how the Seva makes you live enlightenment. I am not going to talk about Seva for the sake of social service or the name and fame or as a morality. No. I am talking about Seva as a science of enlightenment. Continuously, life gives us Turiya Vana Sampanna, means the flowers happened in the state of Turiya. Turiya means the fourth state, which is beyond waking, dream and deep sleep state. Constantly, fortunately, all human beings experience Turiya at some point or other in their regular life. Whenever they feel little peace, joy, in any way, please understand, even if it is through senses, because of the sense pleasures, that moment where you feel satisfied, wow, life is worth living. Life is worthy. Those moments, you go through a glimpse of Turiya. Each time Turiya happens in you, joy happens in you, it brings one lesson to you. It shares one truth with you. The truths which you collect from Turiya is what? Turiya Vanasampanna. Today in the mantra of Pada Puja, they said, we offer the flowers collected in Turiya state, means the truths about the life. Of course, when you sit in meditation, when you are peaceful, whatever ideas happen in you about life, about relationships, about how to live, about money, about love, whatever, those ideas are flowers collected from Turiya state. Turiya Vana Sampanna. Constantly Turiya Vana Sampanna happens in all of us. But unfortunately, we do not know the science of how to make those flowers happen again and again and keep them as part of our life. We just let them wither away, let them drop, let them disappear without they becoming fruit, without they becoming part of us. How to make this Turiya Vana Sampanna, the flowers of the fourth state of consciousness, become part of your biomemory and lifestyle? Seva. Please understand, when you start serving, all the difficulties you face, because you will be facing difficulty, you are just going against the current of your biomemory, which is fear and greed. Seva means working without greed and fear. So naturally, there will be enough of churning, boiling. Why should I do this? Why should I do this? Why should I do this? Every moment, that question will be asked. Because there is no result. After you do everything, you don't get anything. If you get anything, don't do that work. It's not Seva. I take care, nobody who serves Jnanapitam gets name and fame or anything in return except enlightenment. Till now, I maintain that is the strength and purity of Jnanapitam. Understand? We ensure that they don't get anything. That is why we have very less people doing Seva. If you see all the religious and spiritual organizations, they are able to convert 80% of their followers into the people who are doing service. I am not able to. Of course, I am not interested into. Hardly, if I am able to convert 2 to 3% of the people who are following me, who are inspired by me, into serving, it's more than enough. That is what I am able to do. That is what I am also interested. Because I take care. They do not get any reward. They do not get any name or fame. They do not get caught in fear and greed. Not only that, even if they get fear, even if they get name or fame through somebody else in some other source, I take care that ego is shaken in 10 minutes. I constantly ensure that no way they get any other reward or award except Jivan Mukti. Understand? The Turiya Manasampanna, the flowers collected from the higher state of consciousness. Fortunately, it is showered on you every time when you sit in deep meditation or sit in the Master's presence or have some enjoyment, even if it is through senses. When your mind gets back from running, you just have one Turiyavana, Sampanna, one flower from higher state of consciousness. When you sit with Master, you have a big bouquet, flower bouquet, constantly given to you. The Turiyavana Sampanna, the flowers from higher consciousness is constantly shared with you. But now it is time how to make them as a eternal garland. Parijata, Kalpa Vriksha. This Parijata means the flower which does not wither away, which has no enmity, which is beyond enmity. So now, the flowers you receive from Turiya should become Parijata in you, not just ordinary rose, ordinary lotus. The ordinary roses which you receive gives one moment pleasure. By the time the rose withers away, the pleasure also withers away. By the rose which you receive by February 14 will not be there by February 16. It will not only the flower will not be there, the emotion with which the flower was shared will not be there. Understand? Now it is time to make the flowers of the higher state of consciousness into Parijata. Parijata means the heavenly flower which never withers away. Service, Seva, brings you straight away garland of Parijata. I am not interested in giving you ordinary garlands. People are elated by ordinary garland in a stage. The moment you get the people and put them a garland in a stage and few thousand people clap, they are just elated and they will start doing any work. But that is not Seva. Maybe that is service, not Seva. I am differentiating the meaning between Seva and service. Service is not the literal translation of Seva. Seva means a work done to retain all the flowers of higher consciousness into your being, with your being eternally as Parijata. Whenever you work without fear and greed, you need to remember the spiritual truths. Because mind will ask you, why am I serving this Swami? And whenever I go near him, I only get firing. I would have done 20 work and missed only one, but he exactly catches that one. And he is not bothered about the 20 work I did. He takes me for granted. So, when all these questions raise in you, you need to make the flower into Parijata. The rose should become Parijata. Means you need to remember all the flowers of higher consciousness. You need to tell yourself, no. Fear and greed is not the reason I took up this work. And that is not exactly I wanted. I am here to annihilate fear and greed. I am here to be intense and sincere. Constant remembering of these ideas only will make you do seva. Constant remembrance of this idea means the flowers of high state of consciousness becoming part of your biomemory, means your biomemory starts living in higher state of consciousness. I tell you, seva is the highest form of creativity, because any ordinary service, any ordinary work only creates something in the world, but seva creates very you, very new you, very being which lives enlightenment. Understand? When you work, you don't need to justify why you are working, because there is a greed and fear. But when you do seva, you need to constantly justify, why are you taking up this thing? What's the need? So constantly you need to remind yourself, justify why you are doing this. Naturally, the ideas with which you need to justify why you are doing will become part of you, and those ideas will make you live enlightenment. Those ideas, see, the truths from higher consciousness becoming part of your biomemory by seva is what I call rose flower becoming parijata, becoming the garland of heavenly flowers. So, sir, do seva intensely with these great spiritual truths, constantly remembering these great spiritual truths, constantly being inspired by these great spiritual truths. You will have the garland of parijata, heavenly flowers. Do not have ordinary garland of ordinary flowers in a small stage from master. That is too cheap. Poor substitute. I may give the garland sometime, but don't be elated by it. It is just a simple gift. You need to receive the flower garland of parijata, heavenly flowers, garland made out of turiya vana sampanna, means the flowers which comes out of the consciousness of the higher state. See, the flowers comes out of consciousness of higher state is when you are in higher state, the ideas released into your system. The truths flowers into your system. So let those truths become stable into your system. Let those truths radiate in your system. Let them become part of your system. Understand? The turiya vana sampanna, the garland made out of flowers from higher consciousness, parijata, is the garland given declaring your enlightenment. Understand, there is a very beautiful story in Buddha's life, the birth of Zen tradition. One day Buddha comes with a beautiful lotus in his hand, just he is sitting, gazing at the lotus. The whole 10,000 Buddhas, 10,000 sannyasis are sitting in front of him. All of them are wondering what Buddha is doing. Usually the moment he comes, he starts his sermon, he starts talking. Why is he not talking? He is just sitting with his lotus and gazing at it, playing with it. All the 999 minds are restless, expecting Buddha's words, just because of the continuous unconscious monotonous rhythm. But Buddha is engrossed in the lotus. One mind, one guy was just completely in turiya, in restful awareness, ready to receive that turiya vana sampanna, Mahakashyapa. Just Buddha lifts his face, he sees Mahakashyapa in the eternal deep laughter. And Buddha calls Mahakashyapa and gives that flower. And he says, whatever can be told, can be said, I gave to all of you 9,999. I gave to all of you. Whatever can't be said, I am giving it to Mahakashyapa. That flower is Turiya Vanasampanna. The flower from the state of higher consciousness. This is the best gift you can receive from Master. Understand? Make this Turiya Vanasampanna into your bio-memory by constantly serving. Bend your body, bend your mind in Seva. By constantly doing Seva, you will see the Turiyavana Sampannas you receive, the ideas and truths you receive from the higher state of consciousness becomes your bio-memory, becomes the garland of Parijata, and you radiate the eternal smell of enlightenment, the eternal flavor of enlightenment, eternal gandha of enlightenment. That is what I call Ananda Gandha. So, let you all bend your body and mind in serving, doing Seva, and make the flowers from consciousness as part of your bio-memory and radiate that smell of Ananda Gandha, the Parijata. Let you all achieve and radiate enlightenment. Let you all achieve, live, experience, express, radiate the eternal bliss, Nithyananda. Thank you.